Hello everyone, and for today I'm testing Gothic Remake, which I'm actually quite excited for. So going to the settings, I will test few different ones, but first let's go to the extreme. The resolution is 4K. In all of these tests I disabled motion blur, of course. And for this one I tested with TSR, which is basically a default upscaler. Resolution quality is at 67. And all the graphical quality settings are completely maxed out at Alkimia Overdose preset. Also, if you're using presets, keep in mind that the resolution scaling also changes with that. So if you want to avoid that, you can just change those settings individually, just to avoid the confusion. And the frame rate is super rough, basically completely unplayable. At around 17 FPS or so, it drops a little bit in the water area, which you'll see very soon. I'm really hoping that the developers will also include DLSS in the final product, because TSR is not really that good in 2025. I much prefer the new DLSS. So unfortunately, as you can see, the 3090 is completely crashed in this one. So let's get to the next one. Alkimia Overdose preset is basically out of reach for my 3090, so just let's drop it to Gothic preset. And everything is the same except the quality settings. Resolution scale is also at 67%. And this time it's actually way more playable. I would say actually quite playable at about 40 to 50 FPS, maybe more in low 40s. So I really hope that they will bring DLSS, because I would go with more aggressive DLSS preset and maybe aim for 60 FPS with this Gothic quality settings. Also, Nvidia Reflex would help a lot in this case as well. Also, a quick reminder that this is still a demo version of the game and it's not a final product, so the performance is subject to change, but I wouldn't think that it's going to change a lot. Personally, I think it's basically 80% done, and this demo might be a bit older, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to change too much. Maybe extra 20% or 30% at launch. Also, I'm using non-supported drivers because no update has been launched for this demo. But typically, updated drivers do not change FPS that much, at least on Nvidia. I'm not entirely sure about AMD GPUs. So that we tried TSR, let's go for TAA instead. All what I changed was from TSR to TAA. Same resolution scale, same resolution and same settings. And the FPS is a little bit better, but it's still nowhere near 60 FPS unfortunately. And also the visual quality, the sharpness, the clarity is definitely worse than with TSR, unfortunately. I've tested basically a GPU, my 3090, so how it will run with my CPU in CPU limited scenario. So let's try force it out. To force the CPU limitation, at least in this area, because the old camp is not available in this demo, so I'll have to make do with that. And the resolution is 720p. Now unfortunately Alkimia Overdrive settings gives to GPU bottleneck, so I had to stick with Gothic preset. The resolution quality or scale is at 50% and the graphical quality settings are at Gothic, as I said. So basically this is 360p or somewhere that. And I'm mostly CPU bound, but I'm not entirely sure, because I'm still at about 80 to 90% of GPU utilization. And you can see that the FPS is actually pretty good. About 120 to 130 FPS, somewhere in that range. And the game basically doesn't stutter as well. Overall, as a Gothic fan, I'm quite satisfied with this demo, but it is very GPU demanding. I really hope that they will add few Nvidia or AMD features such as DLSS and FSR, and also optimize a little bit better. Maybe it's possible. So I'm really hoping on that, and I'm waiting for the final release. And that would be all for this demo version coverage for the performance analysis. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye for now.